You want to power up your RED Komodo 6K using V-mount, batteries and plates, but with so many choices available, it can be overwhelming. Let me share something that will make your decision easier and leave you very satisfied. Let's talk about options to power your RED Komodo 6K and why I selected the brand I did. I'm Ruben and I love good music, filming, and learning something new every day. When we get a camera, one of our initial instincts is to rig it. Why do we rig it? Well, we do it because we need more power, better visibility, and additional functional gear to assist us in our work. One of the first considerations that comes to mind is power. Today, I'm presenting various solutions for the RED Komodo 6K. I understand that some people may agree, while others may not, simply because there are many options. However, I will also discuss these choices and explain why I have selected Anton Bauer. As you already know, you can attach BP batteries to the back of your original Komodo 6K. Some are better than others, some are RED approved, and some are not. I have here with me two kinds, Canon and Blue Shape. I've never had any issues with the Canon, however, as I said in my last video, my Komodo 6K doesn't always recognize the Blue Shape batteries, which is weird, considering they are RED approved. But this is not a video about BP batteries, but V-mount ones, so let's go to V-mount. The first question is, why V-mount? Well, simply because we want to extend the time using our camera and not carrying a bag full of small batteries. Now, there are many choices out there. One of the most popular ones is the Tilta V-mount battery plate. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this is the cheapest on the market, sold on Amazon for 189 euros. Now, a lot of people I know have had significant issues with this product. While trying to use all the ports of the plate to connect their monitors, etc., some have experienced overheating problems that nearly resulted in burns. On the other hand, some lost footage because the bracket is a bit loose and the camera loses power. That, for me, is a big no-no. Suppose you've been following me for a while. In that case, you know that I've been using Anton Bauer batteries for almost 3 years, and I've never had any issues with them. In fact, I just returned from Val d'Aosta in the northwest of Italy to test my RED Komodo 6K and one of the batteries I will show you today. Keep watching because I will go deeper regarding different types of protection and internal elements these batteries have. This video is sponsored by Anton Bauer. Of course, some of you will say, oh, they're paying him to say nice things. But let me tell you that the first video I did about these batteries wasn't sponsored. I did it because how I felt after testing the battery, but most of all after reading what I read about these batteries. Did you know that all major movie sets use Anton Bauer batteries? They have powered Game of Thrones, Peaky Blinders, Star Wars, and Marvel films. And they recently powered the TV series Shogun, winning 18 of the 25 nominations at the 76th Primetime Emmy Awards, setting a new record as the most awarded single season of television in Emmy history, to mention some. There are not many movie sets out there without Anton Bauer. Why? Reliability. But let me start with the Anton Bauer battery bracket for the RED Komodo 6K V-mount. This option is also available in gold mount. Now, this plate attaches to the back of the Komodo 6K like the BP batteries, plus it has this LiMo connector that plugs into the DC-in port of your Komodo, meaning you won't have any connectivity issues because you're connecting this plate directly into your DC-in. And just to clarify, this is not a RED approved product, so you won't have any reading on the Komodo screen. I just want to be transparent on this. And you would say, oh, but I won't be able to hot swap batteries. And I will tell you, keep watching. Now, this plate features vertical and horizontal mounting options, allowing you to rotate the battery on the back of your camera to suit your rigging style. If I were you, and if you can, I would leave it vertically. Why? Because number one of the D tabs ports, the one that will go on the bottom, will block the SDI port of your Komodo. And second, from my experience, your camera will be more balanced when you attach the next piece of gear I will tell you in a second, which will give you the possibility to hot swap batteries. And you would say again, but how can you hot swap batteries using the DC in port of your Komodo? And I will tell you again, keep watching. Who competes with this battery plate? I believe the Bebop Komodo and the wooden camera battery plates. Actually, the wooden camera battery plate, which has 3D tabs, voltage, you can hot swap batteries, and is RED approved, was built between wooden camera and Anton Bauer. The one I'm showing you here is cheaper, simpler, but it's as reliable as the two mentioned before. This battery bracket has two P tabs or D tabs for connecting other gear. Additionally, the Titan micro battery you will attach to this plate includes another D tab and a USB port, providing plenty of options. Now, different micro batteries allow you to customize your power needs based on your shoot. Here I have the 45 watt-hour, the 90 and the 150. Why are they different? Well, if you're heading out in the city for a few hours or if your space is limited, stay light and use the 45. For a commercial shoot, the 90 might be more than enough, especially if you use 2 per day. Believe me, I brought 190 with me to the mountains and I charged it once on the second week because it had 2 bars left. 2 bars. And how many minutes do we have per bar? Coming up in a second. Now, if you have a long continuous shoot day and need maximum power, or if you need to leave the camera on for an extended period of time on a tripod in the studio, you might want to use the dual 150 watt-hour batteries and not worry about battery changes. The beauty of having 300 watt-hour on hot swappable power on the rig means you can keep going without any concerns about running out of power. But how do you connect 2 batteries and hot swap them? Well, this is where the next piece of gear comes into the equation. Here I have the double battery bracket for the RED Komodo 6K. As you can see, you can connect this bracket to the other one which is already connected to the DC-in port of the Komodo. This way you can attach 2 batteries and hot swap them if you need them. Let me show you. So let's say you have this connected to the back of your Komodo and this is connected. So basically what you do is you connect this part here in here. Now you can connect one battery here and the other one here. Super duper cool. Now let's talk now about runtime. Based on the Komodo's 37 watt power draw, 145 watt-hour battery will give you 1 hour and 12 minutes. Therefore, 245 will give you 2 hours and 24 minutes. 190 watt-hour battery will give you 2 hours and 24 minutes. 290 will give you 4 hours and 48 minutes. However, 150 battery will give you 4 hours, and 2 of them will give you 8 hours and 6 minutes. Now, this is very handy. Dividing your runtime by the bars in your on the battery will give you an approximate time per bar, which means on a Micro 45 you will get 14.4 minutes per bar. On a Micro 90 you will get 28.8 minutes per bar. And on a Micro 150 you will get 48 minutes per bar. Now you know how much time you have left by looking at your bars and act accordingly.
I wouldn't recommend to use the 250 with a regular tripod because the rig will be heavy. Your Komodo with the 45 and the 90 will be perfect with the Ace Mark II. If you're not familiar with the Satchler Ace Mark II, I did a video not long ago. I recommend you to watch it. What I do is I use my Satchler Flowtech 75. So the Flowtech 75 will be perfect with the 45 and the 90. But I wouldn't use the 250 with the Flowtech 75 because again, the rig is heavy, mostly if I add a monitor, a heavier lens, etc. But I have an option. Follow me here. So what I did is that I put an active 8 head. Come a little bit closer, please. Abbassa un pochino il microfono. Grazie. So what I did is that I use an active 8 Satchler head, which is perfect for this rig. Will be perfect. Even if you add a monitor, even if you add a heavier, bigger lens, this head will work beautifully.
This is very important, people. Remember that we're talking about expensive gear here, so don't ruin everything you have bought by placing your camera on a cheap tripod. You don't want this camera with this weight falling on the ground. Now there are two versions for the Active 8 head, side load and touch and go. If you mainly use one camera or one camera size, the touch and go will be perfect for you. But if you reach changes in length, size and weight, the slide load will be more convenient due to its sliding range of 120mm, which will make the balancing process more suitable. Another important detail that caught my attention in the mountain was the time other batteries took to charge. In the second week after consistently using the Anton Bauer Micro 90, I decided to charge it due to its low battery level of 2 bars. Then I didn't know that I had 28.8 minutes per bar. Now I know it. But I was surprised by its notably quicker charging time compared to the other ones. And how did I charge it? This next piece of gear will blow your mind. This is the VM4 micro battery charger, small, lightweight, and great for traveling. You can get the quad battery charger or just the dual battery charger in gold mount or V-mount. This charger will simultaneously charge 4 V-mount micro batteries or 2 regular size V-mount batteries. Simultaneously charge and output via XLR, 4-pin XLR 16.7 volt DC, 4.5 amps. Portable design with a carry handle, LED charger status indicator, integrated support stand, and advanced safety monitoring. But what is advanced monitoring? Well, at the beginning of the video, I told you that I would talk about safety because without safety, we're not going anywhere. What would happen if something goes wrong with your voltage inside your battery? Your camera will suffer the consequences. What happens if there is a short circuit inside your battery and the battery doesn't have any level of protection? You can imagine the answer. So, let's talk about protection. Here are some convincing reasons, at least for me, that support the reliability, hence my choice for Anton Bauer batteries and chargers. Anton Bauer batteries and chargers have 3 levels of protection. Level 1 is intelligent monitoring. This advanced monitoring ensures your battery performs optimally during charging, discharging, or idle mode. With this safety net in place, you can focus on capturing those perfect shots without interruptions, knowing your equipment is in peak condition. Level 2 is rapid response. In any shooting scenario, you can rely on these batteries' fast response to unexpected challenges, whether capturing action sequences or covering live events. Anton Bauer batteries have me covered, so we'll have you covered too. And level 3 is ultimate safeguarding. Now, in rare instances, when the first 2 levels face an unexpected obstacle, this 3rd level jumps into action, offering ultimate protection. By permanently opening a fuse on the PCBA, the battery safeguards itself from potential damage, ensuring your safety is never compromised. But let me tell you about the chargers now. Level 1 is called multiple isolation. Anton Bauer power supplies are completely separate from the charge circuitry, protecting the entire operation. With built-in features like fast-acting fuses and short-circuit protection, the charger remains resilient even if the power supply encounters damage. Level 2 is communications. By actively communicating with the battery to ascertain its specific current and voltage requirements, Anton Bauer chargers generate a tailor-made charge profile engineered to enhance both performance and battery lifespan. This seamless integration between batteries and chargers is essential for optimizing efficiency and extending the longevity of your equipment. Maintaining a unified ecosystem of Anton Bauer batteries and chargers guarantees flawless compatibility and peak performance. And level 3 is called ramped up. Anton Bauer gradually ramps up the voltage and current, carefully monitoring the battery's response at each step instead of abruptly applying the specified voltage and current. For instance, if a Dionic XT90 battery requests a charge of 16.1 volt at 4 amps, the charger incrementally increases the parameters while constantly evaluating the battery's conditions and temperature. Through continuous communication and real-time monitoring, Anton Bauer chargers ensure that vital information is preserved and your equipment remains safe throughout the charging cycle. This is all for now, guys. Stay tuned for more.
Thanks for